Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus time travelers. Thank you for being here. I hope you're well. This is your full moon in Leo message just for you. It's a full moon in your sign, so I would expect that your message would be quite loud. So let's see what we have for you. As always, keep in mind it's a collective general reading. So as the messages come through today, just take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means that it's meant for someone else. And also be sure to check out your other placements. With all of that said, my love, let's begin. Okay, what is the full moon in Leo message for Leo? You have Woodwives, Adaptability, card number 64. Oh, you have two cards, and we're going to take them. Last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. And full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. So this does speak about adapting to a transformation or something that is changing here in your life. And then you have another Moonology card here. It says Dark Side of the Moon, Mystery. Okay, tell me more about this here for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We are clarifying Woodwives, Adaptability, card number 64. Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. Last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. And Dark Side of the Moon, Mystery. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Interesting how there's a rainbow shooting out from behind the moon in this card. And the only card traditionally in tarot that shows a rainbow or depicts a rainbow is the Ten of Cups. Okay, see where we go with this. We have the Seven of Wands, we have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups. We then have the Nine of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Five of Wands. It's a lot of wands for you, my love. Bottom of the deck, the Temperance card, the Death card, there's your Scorpionic transformation, and the Eight of Pentacles. And that leaves the Devil, the Three of Cups, the Sun card, and the Two of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, Leo. Adaptability. There's something here that you are not adapting to. That Seven of Wands to the Nine of Wands is almost like I'm standing my ground. This is the way I'm doing something. This is the way I've always done something. I'm not adapting. I'm not changing, right? I'm standing my ground. This is how I do blank. This is how I learn something. This is the way I've always done something. This is what I've always thought about something. Okay, tell me more about this. I feel like Source is asking you to be a little bit more adaptable, to allow the transformation to come in, to not be so fixed on a particular subject. Tell me more about that Seven of Wands to the Nine of Wands. Thank you. Okay, more wands. You have the Eight of Wands, you have the Six of Swords, and you have the Four of Wands. So again, it's just an advice spread. Do with it, you know, whatever you feel is best for you. But there's something here that you're doing in your life and you're standing your ground on, whether this is in partnerships, relationships, with friends, with family members, with lovers. Again, it could just be the way you're thinking of something or the way that you're learning something or maybe refusing to learn something new. This is giving me the feeling of I've always done it this way. I've always engaged in partnerships this way. I've always looked for a love partner this way, you know, on this particular dating app. I've always done this way. I don't want to change it. I don't want to find a new way on how to do something. I don't want to simplify it. However, the way you're doing something or the way you're going about something is actually making it more difficult for you to achieve your goal. And I love the fixed side of Leo because it's quite the determination that we don't see in the other 11 signs. However, because you're a fixed fire sign, sometimes becoming too fixed impedes your ability to move forward at the speed in which you could move forward. And I know that you're an extra cautious sign as well, again, being fixed. But you can be adaptable and a little bit more mutable when it comes to whatever this is for you. So let me give you an example. Let's say there's something, a task that you have at work, and you've always done it this way for the last 10, 20, 30 years that you've been in the industry or at this company or in this particular position. You've always done it this way. But there's an easier way for you to do it. Maybe there's some new technological way or an app or some kind of program that you can learn, or maybe even the incorporation of AI. There's just something here like you could do it smarter. And it would give you the results that you want a lot quicker. So, and again, look, I'm not a big proponent of AI, but And I think it was one of your readings a while back where I gave the example. When I produce the tarot readings and I put them up on YouTube, I don't speak 30 different languages, right? But YouTube gives me the ability to go into every single video, click on the language tab, and direct YouTube to basically say, okay, translate my video in 30 different languages. And YouTube uses AI to do that. So people are now able to hear these messages in 30 different languages around the world. That's a way for me to simplify the message, simplify my job, right? I don't need to just be rigid and say, nope, this reading will only be allowed in English, because that really restricts the reading to people around the world who this reading, is meant to reach. It also decreases my need or want or desire to learn 30 languages, because it would be impossible for me to do that, especially all at one time, right? And then to sit here and translate every single video into 30 different languages, I would probably only be able to produce like 12 videos a week. So it would drastically reduce the readings that I'm putting out there for the collective. So a work smarter, not harder, is to allow YouTube to utilize technology to translate the videos. It could be something like that. And sometimes we're a little gun shy to use technology in that way, but it could just be something like that, something you're doing. And it's like, hey, if you incorporated a little bit of technology, you would be able to do it differently. Or let's say this is in regards to love. Well, I've always met people using this particular dating app. Okay. So again, it's just an example. But everyone that you're meeting isn't quite your match. It's time to say, maybe I need to explore something different. Maybe I need to explore a different app. Maybe I need to explore a different type of dating website. Maybe I should look out into the community and join a community group, or go to a particular event that occurs, I don't know, the first Friday of every month in my community or my county or my region, so I can meet like-minded people. Again, I just feel like there's something here that you're doing that's very regimented. And it's almost a refusal to want to change it or want to adapt. And Source is just saying, in this full moon, which is all about releasing, if you can just release the mindset around, I've always done it this way, and so I'm going to continue doing it this way, and just be a little open to maybe changing things up or just exploring different avenues, what you want comes in a lot quicker. 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. That victory, that success, that structure, that stability that you want, a reason to celebrate, comes in a lot quicker just by being a little bit more adaptable. And so I feel with those 2 Scorpio cards and then the Death card, which is Scorpio also, and all of them talk about transformation, ending the way we do something and starting to do it differently. And so you have the 10 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. It could be challenging for some of you to open yourselves up to the possibility of doing something a little bit differently, or like I said, incorporating technology or whatever this is for you. But I think Source is just saying, just breathe through the tension. It doesn't have to be an overnight transformation. You don't have to put it all on your back and carry the burden or the weight of changing this up in a 24-hour period. So there is something here, just breathing through the tension, relax, just explore new avenues on how to do this or learn this or implement this, or like I said, possibly even like connect with people. Whatever it is here that you're doing, it's clearly not working for you. So it's a collective general reading. You know what you're doing. It's not yielding the result that you want, or not yielding it quick enough. And that would be the area of your life that Source is saying, let's see if there's an alternative way to achieve your desired result. And so, yeah, there is something here, like there's that new opportunity, new way of doing something here in the 4 of Cups. And you're like, nope, I've always done it this way. These 3 of Cups, but these 3 of Cups are not very satisfactory. They're not yielding the result, which is why you're sitting here against this tree saying, oh, I really wish that this would work. Well, it could work if you just implemented this new idea. Tell me more about this here. And again, it's just consider the idea. Just consider it. One more shuffle here. Thank you. This is further clarified by the 5 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the Justice card. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Wands. Just getting out of your comfort zone just a little bit to explore some alternate ways on how to achieve that goal, again, brings you the result that you want. So let's say I'm speaking to a Leo and you want to lose 20 pounds. 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is. I've been there for all of them. So let's say there's something like that, and let's make it realistic. I want to lose 40 pounds, okay? I want to lose 40 pounds. I have implemented this diet program. I've lost 5 pounds to date, but I can't seem to get off the other 35 pounds. Okay, again, it's just an example. It's saying you don't have to give up on the goal of losing, you know, all of those 40 pounds, but let's look at a different way. Maybe there's a different diet or a different eating plan. Maybe for you, it would work best instead of eating 3 meals a day, you eat 5 smaller meals a day. When I was trying to lose weight years ago, what I found out for me as I was aging and entering premenopause back then, what I realized was if I ate past 5 p.m., if I did not eat past 5 p.m., I would lose the weight quicker, because eating past 5 p.m., I wasn't very active after the 5 p.m. mark, because I would come home, make dinner, you know, and then end up crashing on the couch and watching TV, exhausted from the workday. So what I realized was what I was eating so late at night, or what was considered too late for me, I wasn't having enough activity to burn off any calories or fat that I was consuming. And so I was just packing on the weight. So by having dinner at 4 p.m. gave me enough time to work off that 4 p.m. If I got hungry in the evening, I would have something like an apple or a banana, or maybe I would cut up a pear. I saw the weight come off a lot quicker. Again, I didn't have to give up my goal. I didn't have to starve myself. I just changed my eating times, and that's what worked for my body at that time. Now at 52, if I were to try to do that same diet thing, it probably would not work for me. My body has changed since then, so I would have to find another regimented time of day to eat or something like that. So again, it's not telling you to give up on the goal. It's just saying to explore different possibilities or opportunities. And if you can do that, again, 9 of Cups to the Justice card, you get exactly what you want. And change can be scary, but it's often necessary for us to achieve that desired result of Justice, 9 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. For some of you, you could be nervous about changing whatever this is, or the manner in which that you've always done it, because there's a mystery here, right? You're like, well, I don't know. Is it even worth changing? Is it even worth doing it differently or learning how to do it differently? But on the other side of that moon is the 10 of Cups, and I think that's what you're not seeing, is that there is success here. If you were to do something differently or implement something new. Tell me about that Page of Cups. We're going to take these 2 cards separately. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Page of Cups is clarified by the 3 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Hermit. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. Yes, this is all about strategy. So just learning, again, going within, saying what is one area of my life that I keep pursuing in a particular way, but it's not yielding the results I want. That's the avenue that you'll need to change. And again, just getting a little creative. Page of Cups could talk about being creative, thinking outside of the box, thinking of other ways on how to achieve the 10 of Cups, right? Because the page is holding the Ace of Cups. So what are other ways that I can achieve happiness or the desired result that I want? And I feel like it comes to you very quickly, like the idea, and most of you already know what you need to do to change this up. You've just been reluctant to do it. But I assure you, if you move forward with it, it gives you the result that you want. I think you already know what this is, number 1. And number 2, you already know what you need to change in order to get the desired result. And this is just telling you, don't be afraid of the change. 5 of Wands. Tell me about the 5 of Wands. This is like the internal conflict within you. Tell me about the 5 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Hanged Man. We have the 10 of Pentacles. 2 cards came out. I'm going to take them. Knight of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands. So again, just getting creative and coming up with some new long-term plan, right? Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. Bottom of deck, 9 of Swords. So I think you've been sitting in this for quite some time, knowing that something isn't working out for you, wanting to achieve the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups with whatever this is. But you've been internally conflicted about, well, why am I not achieving it? Well, your answer here, my love, is because something needs to change. The goal doesn't need to change, but the plan that we're doing in order to achieve that goal needs to change. So just a little change in the plan, just a little pivoting or doing something differently gives you the result that you want. You have Archangel Michael here in the Temperance card, to the Death card, to the 8 of Pentacles. This is telling you that as long as you begin to work on changing whatever this is, transforming this, Archangel Michael will be with you every step of the way to make sure that you get the result that you want. Nine of Swords, the World card, and the Lover's card. Look, this is your choice to make. But the security or the financial abundance or the love partner, whatever this is for you, is waiting for you. But it will require you to change something. It's your choice to change something. It's your choice to do this differently. But if you do, the result you want is yours. And I just kind of feel like this is saying, like, fret not. World card to the Nine of Swords. Just put an end to your worries or doubts. Whatever this is, you have already tried it this way over and over and over again. You're not getting the result you want. So just change it up and try to do it a little bit differently. And this could be something like you have a YouTube channel. Okay, you have a YouTube channel, you put out videos. I'm not telling you to change your content or anything like that, but if you're not seeing the subscriber count grow, or you're not seeing your page grow, maybe you just need to change up the thumbnails. In that respect, there are different programs or apps you could look at to just change up the thumbnails. Just changing that one small little thing. You don't have to change the message, the presentation, what you're delivering. You don't really need to learn anything new. Again, there are plenty of programs and websites out there that will create the what do you call? It just escaped me. Create the thumbnail image that you need. There you go. Thank you very much for that assist. So again, it could be something like that. And again, it will yield the results that you want just by changing that up. So let's get you some advice here. Let's get some advice for Leo on how they can work through a little bit of this fixed energy here. 3 cards of advice. How can they work through the fixed energy here? You know, and the adaptability card is card number 64, which reduces to 10. And 10 is an ending. So the way you've been going about something, you're at an end. 10 of Wands. That's why you're not seeing the results you want. You don't have to give up on it. You just need to do it a little bit differently. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And it could be like, I don't know, maybe you wrote a book and you've been going about trying to get it published the same way and it's not yielding the results. There's other ways that you can publish. Can you self-publish? You know, can you do an audio book instead and put it up on, you know, sell it via Amazon? Again, it's not telling you to give up the dream of publishing your book or putting your story out there to help the collective, but maybe there's another way that you can go about publishing the book or getting it out there to the masses. So how can you change this? Ace of Swords. Just have that breakthrough moment of clarity that the way you've been trying to go about something is not working. I just feel like admitting that to yourself is step 1 here. You then have the 10 of Cups. What is your plan here? And I think it's just creating a new plan, having that breakthrough method that you do want happiness and success with whatever this is, and therefore it will require you to change something. Queen of Wands, and then you can take action. Because the queens, for me, exist presently based upon their past experiences. So your past experience here has not been working for you when it comes to whatever this goal is. But again, it's not telling you to give up on it. Just Ace of Swords, come up with a different way on how to achieve it. Hangman, just sit back and think about a different way. All right, well, let's close up this message. We'll get you 3 final cards of advice. I think this is well within your grasp, well within your capability. Whatever this is, you can change it. You can transform it. You can morph it in a way that provides you with the result that you want. You know, I'm looking at that Queen of Wands. That's the 3rd decan of Pisces and the 2nd decan of Aries. And when you think about Pisces and you think about Neptune is the modern day ruler of Pisces, used to be Jupiter, and some tarot readers and astrologers go back and forth on that. But if we look at it from the vantage point of it being Neptune, Neptune is like 7 of Cups. So thinking about all the different ways, right? Options and choices that we can then, 2nd decan of Aries, now take action on one of those different choices or options on how to achieve that goal. 3 final cards here of advice for my beautiful Leos. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, 7 of Swords, strategy, strategy, strategy. That's twice now that we've seen that card. There's Temperance, Archangel Michael with you every step of the way, and the King of Wands now being able to take bold action. So whatever this is for you, 5 of Pentacles, or maybe you've been in lack, or again, you're not achieving the result that you want, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, Queens exist presently. So you are existing in this presently, and it's not working. You can look at those past experiences and say it's not working. So now, when you look at it and say it's not working, that doesn't mean give up on the goal. It's just, again, Ace of Swords, find a new way on how to do it. And then that King of Wands, take action, strategize and take action, and it becomes yours. The Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and Justice to the Star card. The dream, the goal, the wish is realized. The burdens will be alleviated. And you have two Justice cards here. So it's like there's a cause and effect here that takes place. If you just change the way you're going about this, it will then change the consequence here, right? So if you, again, just change it up, you will get the result here that you desire. That is what I have for you. That is your full moon in Leo message. If you like that message, Leo, and it resonates with you, or you want to claim all or part of it, maybe you just found it to be helpful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you once again for being a Time Traveler member. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.